All right, my friends, today we're in beautiful Marbella visiting one of my best friends, and in this video I'll break down the cost cap and bid cap strategy that I've used to generate 5 to 10 million ad revenue for my clients. So again, cost cap, overbidding, underbidding, bid cap, how do I set it up? What is the strategy and the reasoning behind it? And how you can implement the same thing in your accounts to scale further and not just depend on automatic bidding, which is quite boring. So let's look at proof first, and then we go straight into the flow diagram and see how it works. Let's go. All right, so if we filter here by campaign name contains cap, and you look into April of 2023 till April of 2025, you can see right there that when campaign name contains cap, we did 1.3 million ad spend, 5.1 million purchase conversion value at a pretty good ROAS, and that's only including campaign name contains cap, meaning we are not including those ABO ad sets where I'm using bid cap and cost cap, which is a lot. So 5 to 10 million in sales with those manual biddings for 3 brands, 3 ad accounts. This is 4 ad accounts because one client has US, UK separately. So 3 brands, 5 to 10 million revenue using bid cap and cost cap, manual bidding. Let's go into the flow diagram and break it down, guys. All right, so 5.1 million ad revenue using cost caps. What you see right here is a quick screenshot. Cost cap 150 for one of the ad accounts that I manage on maximum. Amount spent $500,000, 3.72, 2 million conversion value. So that's a CBO with an overbidding cost cap where I helped generate 2 million revenue for a client. I think that's my best ever campaign, and the fact that it's using a cost cap should tell you that this video is worth it and you should be considering some type of manual bidding in your accounts. So what's better, auto bid, cost cap, bid cap? The typical question that I get: should I use manual bidding for testing or for scaling? Should you bid low? Should you bid very high? We're gonna see that in this video. First of all, shout out to Tim Bird. So he made the foundation, laid the foundation for the 2 main manual bidding strategies on Facebook ads. So the first one is overbidding cost caps. So let's say you've got an AOB of $75 and you put a CBO cost cap with a cost cap of 110. So that's overbidding. So you're bidding way more than what you want to pay for a CPA, and a daily budget of $150 to $300. The goal of this is to put the bid so high that you dominate the auction. I will explain this in a second. Just a few examples on that strategy. You see on top here, CBO, creative diversification, bid cap 200. We end up paying 42 for a conversion, which is good for this client, and we get over 1,000 purchases at target CPA. Nice. So you see that bid cap 200 does not mean the fact that I will pay 200 for a purchase. And then these other 2 cases, cost cap 150, bid cap 150, cost per purchase 45 and 50 in a different ad account at a pretty good ROAS as well. So it's quite scalable, and I really like overbidding. I really like it. Now, low bid caps with inflated budgets. Now in this case, I've got an AOB of 75 and a target CPA of 20, so I'm gonna do a CBO bid cap 20. That's it. This is good and bad. I don't like this one as much, but I know a lot of people who use it. You basically set up a CBO with a very high budget, assuming that with a low bid cap, it's not gonna spend a lot of money. That's it. So yeah, this is it. In this case, cost cap 50 for an ad account where the AOB is 120, 130, 140. So we end up paying 26 per purchase, 6.6 ROAS. It's amazing. Again, it's not crazy scalable, but as much as the other ones, it is also nice. And in this case, this is going to be cost cap 20, cost cap 20. I end up paying more or less cost per purchase 20, cost per purchase 20. And we did in here 61 purchases. So the 2 strategies are valid and are good when it comes to scaling, and have them in your media buying stack. At the end of the day, you have to understand the Facebook ad auction. So the Facebook ad auction is basically the formula that the algorithm follows before deciding if they're gonna show your ad or they're gonna show the competitor's ad. So the first point here is advertiser bid. No way. And then estimated action rate, which is the calculated likelihood of you getting a purchase if they decide to show your ad quality of your ad, CTR, engagement, etc. And then you've got a total value. You want this number to be very high. So sometimes if you bid very high, your total value is going to be higher. So that is good. And if the advertiser bid is very, very low, the total value is going to be very, very low. So you don't want that. So please first, before anything and before getting into manual bidding, just understand this formula, okay? Because you will also realize that the bid is not everything. Let's see the advantages of manual bidding. So essentially with manual bidding, you can influence the delivery of your ads. So if I had to define manual bidding, which is what that was somewhere here, defining manual bidding is basically conditioning the way that your ads enter the auction. So you kind of condition the algorithm a little bit to deliver your ads to maybe different people or to compete with other advertisers for the same placement in a different way. So you're conditioning that somehow. I'm not gonna say you're gonna control how much you pay for a purchase, because that's actually not real. But it kind of allows you to do that a little bit. So you can manipulate your total value in the ad auction, and this is extremely valuable. When you're underbidding, so you're putting a very low cap, you will only spend when you can really get a sale with a good ROAS. That's nice. And when you're overbidding, you will bully your competitors in the auction, because you tell Facebook, I'm willing to pay so much to get a purchase that you're gonna show my ad, no matter what, above any of my competitors. So you kick them out of the auction. That's nice as well. I actually have here a testimonial, like a message from one of the members on my coaching that was using overbidding cost caps, the cost cap strategy, to decrease the CPM from 71 to 47. That's crazy. It was a struggle, solved now, thanks. So you can use these cost caps in a certain way to lower your CPM. Damn, interesting. So here's the thing. Now, going into something more practical, I think I'm not missing anything right here. Well, yeah, let's criticize this super quick. So typical way people scale their Facebook ads, that would be type 1, when I find one winner ad set, I duplicate it 25 times. Okay? Type 2, when I find a winning ad set, I don't duplicate it, I only scale the budget to the moon. So I duplicate the budget every day till the infinite. These two strategies, at some point, things are gonna break. And you're doing the same over and over and over. So in the accelerator program, at the end of the day, I'm looking for, and what I'm teaching is the fine balance between scaling vertically and horizontally. So, and you'll see it here, what is this? This is horizontal scaling when I'm teaching it. And what I give here is 10 or 15 ways to scale horizontally. So duplicate the ad set and make this change, make this other change, make this other change. So we are not looking to duplicate the same ad set 50 times. And then in the other case, vertical scaling, here I give people a few different scenarios on how I would manage the budget, and then I teach them intraday scaling. So we're looking again into this fine balance, and manual bidding comes into play in the horizontal scaling. But we don't want to duplicate the same thing 25 times because we're going to compete with ourselves and it's quite shit. So let's keep on going. Here's the thing with context. Once you find your winning angle, once you find your winning ad creative format, then my recommendation is that you start with cost caps. Okay? Before going into this, make your research. Okay? Make your research exercises. Find the mass desire, sophistication of your market, simulate the customer journey, customer reviews, competitors at drivers, social media intelligence. With all of these things, I'm gonna say, find winning, or go through angle testing, go through format testing, and now when I have gold and I want to scale it, manual bidding, okay? But don't do it the other way around. Don't try to save a losing angle, a losing ad creative with a manual bid. It's not gonna work. So we start with cost caps. Overbidding cost cap or underbidding cost cap? I'm gonna say, you tell me. So you're gonna run through an A/B test to find your winning cost cap. That is the main thing. So you're gonna have multiple ad sets with different cost caps till you find the one that's giving you a really good CPM, a really good CTR, and good ROAS. Okay? As soon as I have this, and I would recommend you to run it with your winning ad creative, ABO, find it. Once you find it, then is when you can create those CBOs with my winning cost cap, with my winning ad creatives, and scale the budget, in this case, to the moon, with time, and spend $500,000 in one CBO. Okay? And the thing later, when do you introduce bid cap? When do you introduce max value? It's all about testing the media buying. So you don't only test at creatives, you also test combinations. And the combinations can be, does cost cap work better when I do Advantage Plus or when I do a CBO? I don't know, let's see it. If cost cap 100 works, does bid cap 100 work? Good question, let's try it out. Let's duplicate the winning CBO, and instead of cost cap, we're gonna add max value. So this is gonna give us target high AOB users. All right, let's do it. So stay curious, like develop curiosity as to, if I scale this horizontal in this way with this little change, is this gonna work? Is it gonna break? And what happens if instead of CBO, this is Advantage Plus? And how much can I increase the budget? Like, stay curious. And the very first thing, just do the research, find the winning angles, and with the winning angles, start with cost caps. Include that into your into your full vertical horizontal scaling strategy. And it's just one more thing inside of the scaling. It's just one more. The same way we're doing creative expansion and adding a lot of ad creatives, do the same with cost cap. As soon as I find 3 winning ad creatives, I put together a CBO that has my winning cost cap and I scale it. As simple as that. So understand why it's worth it and then pick a strategy. I would recommend everybody to, after you do the cost cap test, go with overbidding. It has more advantages. But if you're in a season where you have to protect your profit and you don't care about spending 1K today and $150 tomorrow, you can go with low bid caps with inflated budgets, okay? And max value, I would introduce it right after this if you have an AOB superior to $80, okay? Both are good, both work. Test, stay curious, and develop your own strategy. And also be aware that cost caps will not compensate bad ad creatives. So a good front-end offer with winning ad creatives will be accelerated, scaled, and consistent with good manual bidding strategies. That's really my message in this video, okay? And then we scale to the moon and we make these CBOs, and it is crazy. It really gives you an advantage. It really gives you an advantage, more control, more diversity. And I like to diversify my media buying. I don't want high risk. I don't want just one CBO in the account and that's my only campaign. I actually want a lot of stuff, different stuff, variation. Today, this part of my ad account is working really good, and tomorrow, this other part of my ad account is working really good. So that's my main message, guys. Don't be type number 1 media buyer where you duplicate like crazy. Don't be type number 2 in the ads manager, which you don't duplicate. You only scale budget to the moon every day duplicating the budget, increase by 100%. Just find a balance in between both. Run cost caps and enjoy media buying. I'll see you in the next one. Quick video here in Marbella. I wanted to shoot it straight and leave it posted by the weekend. So hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave me your feedback in the comment section. For any coaching related stuff, don't send me a DM on Instagram. In the link in the description, you've got all the information on a landing page. And there you can ask questions, chat with me, and whatever. So see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Have a good one.